Good afternoon, my YouTube friends. It's Margaret again from M.E.s Orchids, and what have I done today? I did the unboxing yesterday, and then mid-morning we had unexpected visitors, and it was a lovely surprise. So nothing got done for the rest of the day till late evening. So I've not been able to respond to any of your comments. Now this here. This came out of this little Phalaenopsis here, and let me show you this one. And that is, let me make sure I'm Caribbean Sunset, that one. Okay, now I don't know whether I'm in the right light here for showing you. So those who are subscribers to my channel and have been subscribers for a few weeks, months, etc. Will know that I had a lovely mount made for me for Mother's Day from my son-in-law, and I called it Eddie's Mount. And I think it was the corner survey. I put that on and it turned the roots black. Anyhow, what I did yesterday is I scrubbed these mounts. Well, I sewed them up actually, and I scrubbed them, and I also put hydrogen peroxide on. So this is Caribbean Sunset, and it's a little mini Phalaenopsis, this one, and believe it or not, last night I detected a slight fragrance. So now this one I've placed on this mount here, and it can be viewed two ways, because the flowers go one way and then the flowers go the other way. And there we go. So they're just, well, it won't move, but they're just gently attached to this mount now with fishing line. And so those were the very dry, desiccated roots that I pulled off, and it did have a good soak, and that you see now they're quite, well, they're bordering on dry. I'm not saying that they're completely dry, but that won't get watered now until tomorrow. And so I'm going to move the tray out of the way, and then we'll put that one over there. And I've done these mounts so that they'll actually sit on the shelf. Quite chuffed with that one actually. And like I say, it can be viewed both ways. Now this is the other one, and this is the bigger one. This was one of Curly Orchide's own. They just call it a hybrid, but then it's got a name which I was quite surprised about, and it's called Phalaenopsis Limelight. So let me just bring you into a little bit better light over here, and then there we go. So this one has a couple of damage marks. Sometimes you get that in transit. And there's one on here somewhere, this here I think, which can't be helped. And again, I've decided to mount this. It's very secure. Now the root system on this wasn't very good, if you remember. The root system on this, the media was very wet, and you'll see where I've taken the velamen off some, and cut some of the dead roots back, but it's nice and secure now. I had it on this mount upside down, round, sideways, all kinds of ways. And oh yeah, there's another little bit where it's been caught on the wires, but I think that one now, again, see, I found it, that was the best position for it. And I think that'll be fine there now. The next one I mounted was this one. Let's have a look if I can show you. And let's just see if it'll let me slightly get a better angle at it. There we are. And that's Cattleya, walkeriana var cerulean. And believe it or not, I've used the other mount for the Cattleya for Bessie I. Now this little one here, the mount I've put it on, I sawed in half yesterday because I felt it was too long just to have this at one end and this big mount with nothing on until it eventually grows. But I very, very gently prised it off its original mount. And there was no problem with that at all. It stands here, stands on this mount here. You see that green growing tip there. It's got this new growth here. Turn it round, that's a new growth. Turn it round, that's a new growth. And again, I've tried to do these mounts, if I could, I've tried to do the mounts so that they will sit on the shelf. And I think that's quite nice. It's got a nice gnarled piece at the back where the roots can actually branch and come out and make contact with that nice piece of wood. So that's that one. The next one, also on a piece of Eddie's mount, and this is Cattleya Orchids by Limelight. And that one. Now this one, unfortunately, had a lot of its roots nibbed, because when I emptied it out, there was 2 snails. So you can see a lot of the growing tips. That's got a little bit of green on, but it had got half of it nibbed away. So once I realised I'd got snails, the hydrogen peroxide came out. But you see, I think it'll be fine. The only concern I've got with Eddie's mounts is whether or not it'll burn the roots when they make contact, like it did last time. But I give them a good scrub. I put hydrogen peroxide on them, and I rub them down with sandpaper. Now this one here came in, I thought it came in 3, but it didn't. Let me move that one there. This is the other part of it. This. So, nice roots. New growth, can you see that new growth there? And I think this is the mount that the Dendrobium came on. Which is down there. I've got that down there in this water tub. But that one, see, I've mounted that. What I've tried to do is allow a little bit of room for the new growth on that side. So that's that one. And that one. 2 for the price of 1. So, I mean, it's always nice if you've got 2, and eventually if I could always trade and do swaps and things like that. And the same with this one. And now this one, unfortunately, I was tying it on, and I turned round to untie it, and I dropped. Well, I didn't drop it. It just yanked off the worktop here, And so you'll see the damage on that leaf there, and there's a little bit of damage on that one there, which I just gently put some hydrogen peroxide. And down there, don't know if you'll see right down there, there's a new growth. And believe it or not, there's a sheath. So this is bifoliate. And well, it doesn't matter whether it's a bifoliate or not as far as I'm concerned. If, you know, I don't like to leave it in there medium. And I get it out as fast as I can. Because it's got to adjust to my environment. And if that means it has to dump its roots and I sacrifice that little flower inflorescence there. Well, it's not an inflorescence, it's a sheath, isn't it, there? Then so be it. So I could have kicked myself for how it just fell off the worktop. I thought, clumsy. Anyway, so I've got 2 leaves that are battered. And this one here is the same. It's a 4 Bessie. And so this one, I'd got 2 in the pot. And the big one here, that's got a new eye developing. And this one's got a new root or eye developing down there. I think they say you shouldn't repot them until the roots are established. Well, you know, I can't be waiting for that. I just do it, and if it sets them back, it sets them back. But eventually they do adjust, and they may as well just at the beginning as leave it, and they've got to adjust again. And so that's that one. So we've done very well with those 2. So that was, now believe it or not, that was €12.50. So I've got 2 little species orchids there for €12.50. So in some ways, you know, you can't complain at that. Well, I don't think you can. Right, what else did I do? The little Masdevallia was very thirsty. It's had a good drink, and the roots are nice and green, so I shan't touch that. That'll be fine. I don't think it's a cool grower, but I'll just keep my eye on it for the next few weeks. Now, I wasn't going to do these 2 last night, and I suppose in some ways I shouldn't have done, but I thought, well, while I'm doing these, I may as well get all this lot done. And this is Dendrobium famosum Myanmar, and that was in that awful coconut husk. And it had got a couple of eyes. Oops, sorry. That one was missing. And I have a feeling I rubbed an eye off last night in my enthusiasm to try and clean it, and I sprayed this with hydrogen peroxide. So this one, I've got two pots here. I've got this little one here, and I've got this one here. And I've cleared some, cleaned some lava rock. So they're going into lava rock, these, so these might take a short while to transition to my environment, but I thought, well, I better leave it a few weeks. Then it preys on my mind, and then I've got to disturb them, so they may as well get disturbed straight away, and then they've got time to adjust. And then this is the other one, which was also in coconut husk, but look at that, look at the difference. This is quite good, quite a decent root system this has, and I say again, I've got 2-size pots here because I think maybe that one's too big, see? But we'll just have to wait and see. And that's that one. Put that label in. Oh, sorry. Let's just tell you the name of that one. And then it's Dendrobium Dawn Marie by... Ooh, oh dear, that one's falling over. Oh dear. Wrong camel. Anyway. And so those are all those. And down here in the corner are the 2 Hoyas, which are soaking. That one and that one. And they're in that dreaded coconut husk. So I might tattle them this afternoon. That Dendrobium's there, and that's not got a mount now because I've used the mount. And that's still in soak, and so is the Vanda. They've been in there since yesterday. And I have got a Staphyloglotis, and this one's just as healthy as the other one. And that there is the threat-leaved Orchid. So I've still got some to do, but I just thought I'd show you so far what I've done. And like I say, I've been quite busy, and I've got to get the other orchids done upstairs now. And I mean, people who might be watching this for the first time, and you are new subscribers to my channel, and you think, oh well, goodness gracious, she's mounting that, she's taking it out of a pot, and it's in full bud. Won't those buds blast? Oh, you can't. Well, I'm of the opinion anyway, for me especially, and I know that curling orchidine are very, very healthy orchids, but their potting media is much to be desired, and I have to get it out of that. And I either put it in Orchiata bark, or now since I've retired I can actually now mount some. And but of course some of them lend naturally to being mounted, and if I can mount them I will do. But like these Dendrobiums, I'm going to put them in lava rock and just see whether they'll transition in lava rock, because I don't think I've got any mounts big enough to put them in. So I'm going to leave you with these little blooms. Many of you remember Little Zorro came and had beautiful blooms like this. And then I had a bit of a difficult time with her, but she has adjusted and she's gone on a mount. So, you know, at first they can be a little bit temperamental, like all ladies. So, but eventually they either sink or swim with me. That's my environment. This is what you're going to be mounted or potted in. Deal with it. So, thank you for joining me. Take care. We'll be back for another look at the other orchids when I've potted them up. Bye bye now.